Primary education is the aspect of basic education that is offered to children between the ages of 5 and 11. It is the foundation of learning, where children learn the basic skills that is required for the next phase of their lives. It is therefore imperative that the primary education system is fortified with the necessary facilities and support that is required to help achieve the aim of a primary education. So what are we doing in Nigeria in terms of achieving the sustainable development goals as regarding education? Or what are the stakeholders in the educational sector doing to ensure that every child has the opportunity to go to school, but not just go to school, but to have a quality education? So today we'll be talking to an expert. He is an educational consultant, the CEO of Rescripting Consulting, and the Chief Learning Officer of City Top School. It is nice to have you on the show, sir. Thank you.
It's nice to have you around too. Thank you.
So tell us, sir, who is Daniel Taiwo?
Well, Daniel Taiwo is an interesting person. He's a catalyst for quality education in Nigeria. He holds his first degree in education, economics education from University of Ibadan. His master's degree also in educational administration and management from University of Lagos. He's an interesting person to be with.
Please take us through your entrepreneurial journey. How did it all start? When did you get the nerve to actually start your journey?
Well, I'm sure, I don't know I will be one today, even though I've always been scared of being an entrepreneur because I don't know what's going to be like. So, but as it were, I also know that I have something in me. Because while I was working, I was running my consulting on a part-time basis, go to schools, train their teachers. So at a point, I felt like I could stand, that I was ready. And when the opportunity came, I just had to grab it. So today, I will tell you that it's not been easy because sometimes I will sit down and think like, do I really want to continue on this path? But then people like Richard Branson have encouraged me a lot to really want to continue. So that's what my entrepreneur journey has been so far.
So why City Top School? Imagine I'm a parent, I live in the Akwonja environment, and I'm looking for a good school for my children. Why? Why should I bring my children to your school?
Okay, City Top is going to be 2 years, July 16th, and I will start City Top in 2016. And like I said, I think, about 7 years of experience of working, and all has been in education. And so by the time City Top will start, you can be rest assured that it started not just with vision, but with quality and standard of what it would take to deliver a quality education. So we started City Top not as a new school, but probably as a school that started somewhere that will continue. So even our first year, we have people come here to say that, oh, do you mean your school is less than 1 year? And we're like, yes, because of what they see and the changes that we've had with our pupils, and even the parents, the comments that we had. One thing that's stand out with City Top is that we are not a conventional school. So we don't run what everybody runs. Okay, so what we do in City Top, for instance, is that one of our goals is to help a child to develop their creative ability. Every child has creative ability, but not everyone develops it. So in City Top, for instance, we help to develop that by engaging them creatively. We do programs that help to enhance a child's independence, okay, and it brings out what they can do on their own, okay. I have a daughter who is also in our school here. It's amazing what she can do at 2+, what she's doing currently, and that's what City Top really wants to bring out in every child that comes here. And we've had numerous testimonies. I can tell you that in about a year, we won an award. Okay, City Top has an award of the best school in Alimosho, just in less than 2 years. And that was given to us by company Prestige Education. And it was through votes, but I can tell you that that amazes us too. Like among the schools that have been in existence in this area, City Top can win that award. So it's something for us. Some some of the activities we do, we have as part of our curriculum, we have etiquette. We teach our children etiquette, how to have good manners, and that tender it's even up to elementary. We have what is called critical thinking as a subject. So we have what we do in that class where we help children to think critically, to be able to solve problems. It's also part of our curriculum, is what we do. Then we also have creativity as a subject. Every week you have our children engage in one creative activity or the other. Okay, if you check our Facebook page, you have a lot of activities that children have carried out, week in, week out, from by the through teachers' assistance and help. So we've been able to put that up. Then our recent program is on thinking heart. I got a comment of one of someone I know who was in a program with African program 2013, where they were asked about how many of them have heard about thinking arts, and it was surprising that nobody in that hall have ever heard about it, and they are all university graduates. And so in City Top, as we speak, we have our children, even from that tender age, 1+, 2+, they've been introduced to thinking arts. Each and every one of them understands what each art, represents and how to use them, especially from the elementary classes. They understand how to use it. They can tell you what the thinking art is about, what each color stands for, and how it benefits them, how it enhances their thinking and then their output. So those are all we do. I should also add that people believe that, especially in this part of the world, there are two types of intelligence. When a child cannot read and cannot write, and also it's not good at mathematics, people say that such children are dull. But we beg to disagree that yes, as important as it is for a child to read and write, and also to be able to solve math problems, there are other intelligence areas that some of these children who are not so good in this area, that they have these other areas of intelligence that they are good at. So in City Top School, we help each child to discover their area of intelligence. So that you are not good at reading or writing today does not mean you are not intelligent. So every child in City Top School is intelligent.
What has been the biggest challenge running the school? I know it's not going to be a small feat at all. What are the challenges that you face, and which one of them is actually the biggest one?
Well. Yes, of course, the first thing you expect from an entrepreneur is probably fund. Okay, well, I can't say we've not had challenges of fund. Yes, it's there, but there's nothing, we know with time that's going to be overcome. But however, our school is run more, it's a profitable enterprise. Then what we run here, is compared to some schools that charge 100,000, 200,000, but we don't even charge that. It's affordable. However, we still have some parents who will tell you that, why don't you bring it down and all. So if I should ask me challenges that we may face, major one, I would say is that. Because even when parents see quality education, they still find it difficult to identify with it. Okay, so we are affordable.
Does it have anything to do with the area, the vicinity, the kind of people living in this area?
Well, yes and no, because even in the area, we have schools that probably they charge higher, and they have pupils too. So it's probably mindset. Okay, yes, we are new, but like I said, the people that we have here, the least person that would experience here might be 2 years or thereabout. So if you put those experiences together, we'll be talking about 30 years experience on the job. So the school might be less than 2 years, but you have people with quality experience, managing the place. So it's not just about just starting, but it's about perspective. People understanding that it's just that we can't just say it's free, because it's a profit-making enterprise.
So is this a social enterprise?
Well, yes, you want to say it's social, because you can't say it's social, because in this part of the world, basic things that you expect to be made available for you to be social, they are not there. We run everything virtually by ourselves. Okay, is it about electricity? Is it about power? Is it about resources? Okay, it's not as if you get hate from your local government or from state government. So when you call it social, I don't understand what the social is. On paper, it might be social, but in real life, I'm not sure it's social.
Reality.
Yeah, it's not social.
So has the enterprise been profitable? I mean, the whole essence of running a business is, to make profit at the end of the day. Has it been profitable?
Well, here is about value before money. Okay, so we don't put money first. I should also say, I didn't mention, as bad as the electricity has been, if you come to this school at any point in time, there's constant power. Okay, which means that we run on gen. So the reason we do that is probably we don't want to have children in a bad environment where you say because there's no power supply, that's why there's no light in the classroom. No, we make that available. Well, profitable enterprise, yes, but at the long run. As we speak right now, we're still investing and we're putting all that we have, all that we gather into it, because we know that value brings back, money. So, but as we speak, profitable, yes, but in the long run.
What keeps you going? What makes you think? Tell us about that.
What makes me think? It's the children. The children. I should also mention that in City Top School, as against where schools have end of the year party where they charge money, we don't charge money here. Our end of any program we hold is free for our children, though we seek for support from parents. But why do we do that? Because we understand that some parents might not be able to afford it. And by that, the children are going to be deprived. They won't be available for such program because they cannot pay for it. And because we are in business because of the children. So such programs, such social program, will cost something, we take away the cost so that all children, all pupils can be part of it. Wherever your background is, if you don't have the money, don't worry, come together. If we celebrate Valentine, for instance, and some children don't come with gift, we buy gift for those children so that each child goes home with something. So that's what makes us tick. I want to see that child, being happy. For the fact that you cross our gate, that's what makes us tick.
Do you believe in Nigeria? And do you think one can consistently run a successful business in this country?
Yes, I believe so. We have companies, we have schools who have withstood the test of time. Okay, for instance, our model school is Green Spring, and Green Spring is 33 years or there, but 33 plus. They withstood the test of time. They started with 2, and if Green Spring could survive till now, even Corona, they could survive. I'm sure, there is no business that cannot survive. So I believe that we can have a sustainable business being run in Nigeria. Okay, even though, with economic challenges, the problems that we have right now, they are there. They are staring at us. But if you really understand what you're working at, I'm sure you overcome those challenges and at the long run, to pay off for it.
So what would you say that Nigeria is doing in terms of achieving the sustainable development goals as regarding education? Do you think we are actively involved? Are we taking any necessary steps right now to ensure that, we actually achieve that goal?
Well, I can't say much is not being done in the educational sector in Nigeria. However, I want to say that probably the stakeholders are probably the one, not having the right mindset or the right vision for it, because the children are innocent. Okay, so I understand that in Lagos State is doing so much for their teachers, for their schools. They involve some consultancies, firms to help them to come up with curriculum, lesson plan, lesson notes, and when they do all of that, we have the teachers to apply this and the administrators to supervise it. But the question is, what are those guys doing? Are they really doing that? Okay, or are they still expecting stipend? Because everybody believes that you can't sit down in, what they call it, Alausa, and expect that we should kill ourselves here. So even what government is even trying to do is not even really appreciated at that level, Though you might say that, is their enumeration, high or what? Well, you might say yes and no. Because, for instance, in Finland, you have that if you don't have a master's degree, you can't be a teacher. That's not obtainable in Nigeria. So with NCE holder, it gets you into school. And you can imagine a master holder and an NCE, the gap is that wide. So that explains to you why the value has been, eroded, so far. So To say the quality of education in Nigeria is going to improve, yes. But to say that things are happening here and there, yes. Because we have private organizations, firms who are trying what they could to help some of these government schools. I know of a foundation who are doing a lot with Lagos State schools to train their teachers. So I'm sure put all of that together, it's going to be a worthwhile in the future.
What would you have the government do for you, especially for those of you in the educational sector?
But I think it's to have consistent policy. Okay, as we speak right now, I can't tell you there's a clear-cut policy by the Ministry of Education in Nigeria. You still find schools still do what they think is right. So what we need from government, from my perspective, is to have the stakeholders come together. We have a roadmap, we have blueprints, things written out. This is where we want to go. Finland wasn't here before. Okay, they did something. They came together. In fact, to speak, I'm not sure there is a private school in Finland because all is government school because they came together to realize what their problems. I'm not saying private schools should be scrapped in Nigeria, no. But I'm saying that let the stakeholders come together. Let's have a blueprint. Let's know that this is what we are running. In your school, this is what we are doing. In my school, this is what we are doing. Even though you want to have, one or two additions, like a trade secret that will stand your school out. But we have the basics where we follow. So I think if government would do that, because funding is not really the problem. Year in, year out, there is allocation on education, but we don't know what that is being used for. So be it as it may, let's come together to have a blueprint. Okay, let there be a roadmap. At this also time, this is what we want to face out. This is what we want to go into. So put that in place, I'm sure, and that's going to help the educational sector.
I talked to one of your pupils and then they said that, they learn how to code and all of that. And I'm like, wow, coding in primary school, I've never heard about that. So tell us something about that.
So currently, as we speak, we're engaged in coding. We teach our children coding because we believe that coding is the language of the future. And because we are preparing our children for the future, we want them not to wake up to that future and not be able to speak the language. So as we speak right now, we've introduced coding to our children. And by God's grace, from next session, it's going to be a subject. So which means that every child in our school will start learning coding. And I can assure you, by the time you have your child in our school to leave at year 6, that child will be a great developer, Not just be a great developer, they will have developed something that will be useful for the humanity, even for some themselves.
Then lastly, my question. What is the final word you have for people who are looking up to you, people who want to be like you? How would you encourage the younger generation?
I would say, they should. This is not about money for me as a person. All my paycheck before is nothing to write them about, but I didn't allow that to discourage me because I understand that I'm going to get compensated one day, and today I have something, even though we are growing it, but it's something for me. So as a young person out there who wants to go into this, just look for value, okay? It's not about money. Money is going to come. There's no doubt about it. But the interest of the children at heart, do you have it? Because you have these children come and it's not just want to take from their parents and return their children, no, but you're looking at, if I have these children, I can turn them to be gold, I can turn them to be diamond. So if you look at that, I'm sure the resources you need, you're going to get it.
Wow, it's been an amazing interview with Mr. Daniel Taiwo. I have learned so much. Now I believe that we can actually achieve the sustainable development goals regarding education. I know that children in primary school can actually learn how to code. I mean, a lot of things. Even if I didn't have my children in this school before, I would definitely bring them here. So I remain Bukola Oyedokun, your host for Voice for SME. Thank you for watching and catch you next time. Bye.